Rip my nose. Right guys, so I'm going to get started straight away. With some Pilates, we're going to concentrate around the hip area and the core area. So lots of glute work, lots of inside leg and outside of the leg work, lots and lots of core work. And we're going to start on our backs. So if you just get down on the floor for me please. Andy's going to shout out all the exercises because I've got loads and I'll probably forget quite a few. And you can't read my writing, my writing's terrible.
Supine, toe, calf.
Yeah. So, we're going to start flat on our back straps, just rest your body. Big deep breath, let's just start mobilising that rib cage with some big deep breaths.
Right, Sean Connery.
Yeah. So rest your head on deck. If you're struggling to keep your head on the deck comfortably, you can put like a pillow or a little block underneath if you want to, just to get comfortable. And what I want you to do, put your fingertips and your thumbs on your rib cage. And I want you to engage your core and then take a big deep breath in and notice your fingers and your thumbs expanding. And then breathe back down. Fully empty your lungs and you'll notice your finger and your thumb get closed back up. And I want you to feel your rib cage expanding while you're breathing. So you're not breathing through the belly, we're breathing through the rib cage. So let's go. Keep that core nice and tight, around 3 out of 10. Get used to the breathing. So I'm just going to tell you.
No!
I'm going to tell him Andrew because I'll be wondering what's going on. Andy dropped a bomb just before we went live.
No, it didn't.
It's worse than what Putin's going to drop. Expand the rib cage and then breathe back out. Good. So now we're going to still do that, but all we want you to do is point the toes and then bring them back up to your body. So as you can see, I'm pointing them down towards the floor and then I'm bringing them back up to me. I'm feeling a bit of a calf stretch. So we're mobilising the ankles and we're stretching the back of the ankles at the same time. Just getting a little bit dynamic, Andrew.
Beautiful, I like a nice stretch.
So around a 3 out of 10, you can put your hands here if you want to. I like my hands here. It's rather nice. Good. So let's just start circling them now. Circle them outwards. Nice and steady. And then we're going to circle them the opposite direction. Make sure that you get a full range of motion. Good. Now from this position, we're just going to bring our feet up and engage his core. I want to make sure that the lower back stays fixed into the floor, and we're going to extend one leg, then extend the other. And then we're just going to flutter our legs, just like this. Now,
That's what's next, isn't it?
it is. That is what's next. Alternatively, you can do this if you feel like it's a little bit easier. Or, you can do this. Just touch your feet down. Just make sure that lower back stays into the ground. And we're going to go for around 30 seconds to a minute. It's nice and relaxed. Rest that head onto the floor. Make sure that your lower back is fixed into the ground. You're engaging that core, the belly button's back towards the spine. And you're controlling your breathing. Nice and steady. Keep your feet around 2 to 4 inches off the floor. That's a nice sweet spot. And remember, you can always go to the butterflies, the bicycles if you want to, or you can just touch down like so. Like so.
So.
It's quite tough this, to be honest, Andrew. Good.
Isn't that nice?
Now let's just relax them legs. So have a few seconds. Big deep breaths, remember, lateral breathing, so breathe out from the rib cage. Now we're going to start on our left leg. I'm going to do some little leg circles. So you can bring your one leg up if you want to. I want you to make sure that that leg stays in line with that leg. And all we're going to do is some anti-clockwise circles. We're working from the hip here, not the knee or the ankle. So we keep the foot pointed or straight.
So why?
Either way you want.
Don't lie.
They don't lie. So engage that core, work from the hips. This leg should not move at all. Nice and controlled. Now if you can go into big circles.
Hello.
Big circles. But only if your core's nice and tight and you're not moving this knee. I like to do the little circles because it gives me a bit more control. And I'm happy with that. Now let's go clockwise. So really concentrate, keeping that core tight. We're working from the hip, keeping the leg as straight as possible. If you're struggling, you can just bend the leg a little bit and still work from the hip. God, open that door, Andy. I'm struggling to breathe.
Let's go now.
It's not!
It has.
3, 2, 1, good work. Now let's change to the other leg. Let's go anti-clockwise first. Small little circles. Engage the core, work from the hip. Little circles, make sure everything's controlled. Make sure that core's nice and tight throughout. We're going to have a little stretch after this one. Make sure your leg's fully extended if you can. You can still get a bit of a workout on your quad here. It's an excellent little exercise if you're having knee problems. As well as the core and the hip flexor. Remember, we're still lateral breathing all the way through. Now, let's change. Clockwise circles. Keep that core nice and tight. Make sure you're working from the hip. Remember your progression, you can go into big circles if you want to.
They get tough then after a while.
They're all tough, to be honest, mate. There isn't an easy one. 3, 2, 1. Good work. Now bring your heels towards your bum, let your knees drop out. I'm going to go into a little butterfly stretch. Keep that core engaged. Remember, breathing laterally. Let the knees just drop down towards the floor, let gravity do the work. Relaxing that stretch, so big deep breaths.
You get the next one then.
Clamshells.
Yes.
So try not to push this stretch, guys, just let gravity do the work. I want you to start relaxing in all your stretches now, so don't force any stretch. Don't put yourself through any pain. As soon as you feel a little bit of tension in their muscles, I want you to relax in that position. It should feel nice, the body should feel relaxed. If you're fighting it and it's hurting you, your body's going to start fighting against it and you're not going to relax into that stretch position.
Absolutely. Great tip.
Yes. Good work. So from there, I just want you to roll your knees over, get onto your side, make sure your hips are stacked and make sure your shoulders are stacked. And from this position, so you can see how my heels are in line with my butt and my shoulders and my ears. And from here, we're just going to go into a clamshell. Nice, eh? So you're using this muscle right at the side of your butt cheek.
These get me.
We're going to squeeze high and lower down under control. So nice and steady. Keep the core tight still. You should be able to slide a piece of paper underneath your side. Squeeze that butt cheek and feel this muscle here working. The glute med, the glute max, and the glute min. Engage the core. Rest your head onto your arm. What we're saying next, Andy?
You are 1, 2, my mate.
Adductor squeezing.
Slide leg and adductor.
Squeeze.
Slide leg and adductor.
Yeah. Good, just keep that muscle working. Lower it down nice and slow. Make sure you can feel that dull muscle ache in the butt cheek. If you can't feel it, squeeze a little higher and slow your movement down a little bit. You should be able to feel it. Make sure the feet are together. Lovely exercise. Good work. From there, we're just going to plant the foot down. And all we're doing is raising the leg up. We're working the inside of the bottom leg now. So again, make sure your core's engaged. You don't need to take this leg very high whatsoever. All we're doing is lowering down and then squeezing. Work to your range of motion, but don't overdo it. No need to. We're still resting the head on the arm.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Beautiful little movement.
What have we got next?
Clamshell to the side.
Yeah?
Yeah, so roll over with clamshell on the side.
Guys, if you're struggling to put your foot here, you can just do this. Just like that.
Oh yeah.
Boom!
Boom.
3, 2, 1. Let's just hip escape to the other side. Hip
Yes.
escape, eh?
Oh,
Rest your head onto your arm.
jiu-jitsu.
A bit of jiu-jitsu. Rest your head onto your arm. Get your legs lined up. Get your hips shoulders stacked. From here, we're just going to raise that butt cheek, or raise that knee. Feel the butt cheek. Just here, oh yeah. Feel it nice. Keep the feet together. Engage the core, so your body should not be touching the floor, or your core shouldn't be touching the floor. We want everything working. Squeeze them glutes to raise that knee up. Yeah. What we're saying next, Andrew?
You'll be doing that. You'll be doing that adductor squeeze.
Oh,
that
yes.
side, won't
I don't like that exercise. But it's good exercise though.
you? It is.
Just don't like it. Good effort. Keep on working. 3, 2, 1. Let's get squeezing then. So plant that foot. Raise up. So remember, everything stays in line. Hips are still stacked. The shoulders are still stacked. Squeeze inside of your leg up, then lower back down under control. Just work to your range of motion and relax. This is a nice little class. It's not a big one, but it does get the core. And it does enough just to give us a bit of stimulation to the hips.
Nice recovery.
It is a nice recovery class from yesterday. Get the blood into all the areas that you're working. 3, 2, 1. Let's get back onto our backs. Is it the Undertaker, Andrew? Okay, so from here, call this the Undertaker. It's also known as a roll. So I just want your hands pointing straight up to the sky, and all we're doing is tucking that chin and then coming up, engaging the core all the way to the top. And as we get to the top, I don't want you to lean forward this time, I just want you to roll back down, so engage that core all the way to the bottom. Nice and slowly, as slow as possible.
Nice and slowly.
And then back to the bottom. When you get to the bottom, you go again. We're trying our hardest not to raise them feet off the floor. It's quite hard to do. Get up there, then lower back down under control. If you can't do that, guys, you can sit yourself up, and this is how you strengthen. You roll back down as slowly as possible. And over time, you'll be able to get to the point where you can come up all by yourself. Just takes a little time to build that strength up if you've not done it before. All the way down to the bottom. And start again. Yes.
Dead bugs the next day.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Good effort. So nice and slowly on the way down. My ribs are hurting today, lad.
Go there.
Yeah. So when you get to the top, guys, I want you to really concentrate on sitting up high on your sitting bones. These sitting bones, when you get up high, you'll feel them. You'll feel them as you get up here. It feels like 2 hard lumps at the bottom of your butt. Sit up straight, you will feel them properly. That's what you want to be trying to do when you sit down and you've got good posture. And then roll back down, nice and slowly. Good effort. Good. So from there, now we're going to go into dead bugs. So the core is tight as it comes. I'll try and do it from this angle. You can see me, can't you?
Absolutely.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Right. So from here, the knees are pointing straight up and the hands are pointing straight up. Really important that this lower back stays fixed into the ground. And then from here, take a deep breath in, exhale. Breathe in and come up. Breathe out. Right leg, or right arm, left leg. Breathe in as you come up. Really important to keep that core fixed into the ground. Don't let your foot touch down and reach up high with the arm. So we're stabilising the shoulders, we're strengthening the shoulders, we're strengthening the core, we're strengthening the hip flexors and stabilising the hips. So the core stays really tight throughout. Really important. Start controlling your breathing, working in diagonal. Down. This This is where we do get strong. This is an excellent exercise. Guys, if you're struggling to do this exercise, you can just do the legs like this. Or you can just do the arms like this. Keep that lower back fixed into the ground. I love this exercise.
Great.
When you do it right, you feel it. So you've got to really concentrate on keeping that lower back fixed into the ground. Imagine someone's hands underneath your back and you're trapping it and you're not letting him go.
Guys, make sure you do an opposite arm, opposite leg. Don't do both left, don't do both right. You look a bit silly.
Yes. Good effort from there. We're going to go into some rollovers. Now a rollover is where your legs come all the way over and go all the way over your head, touch down, and then we come back. So I'm just going to tuck myself in so you don't see me skidded underpants. They're not skidded.
They are.
I promise you. So from the side, I'll show you what it looks like from the side, if I can. So the legs are straight, the hands are down, the legs come up, and as we roll over, we go all the way over, touch down, and then really, really slowly, one vertebra at a time, we bring our legs back. Keep that core nice and tight, all the way down to the bottom, and then we go again. So get ready. 3, 2, 1. Core engaged. Lift. We go over. Nice and slowly. Touch down. And then really slowly, we come back, one vertebra at a time. That core's engaged and it's controlling the whole movement. Guys, if you can't do that,
You said I've got an option, you can't do this one.
you can do that. You can just do that.
Can I do legs straight up to 90?
Yeah. If you want to do that, yeah.
So that's
Lots of
option
different
right
options.
there. So there, legs straight up to 90 degrees and then back down.
Or just work to your range of motion.
Yeah.
There's no pressure to do this.
As long as you control it on the way back down, I think that's the most important thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
It's all about
control it
controlling
on the
it
way
down. So I like this because it mobilises my spine. I'm quite flexible, but then I can control it all the way down. So I'm focusing on my balance, I'm focusing on my core strength, and I'm concentrating throughout.
So even if you're doing knees to chest, guys, control the movement going back out. If you're doing straight legs to 90 degrees, control the legs on the way back down. On the way back down to the floor, most important thing, control that negative movement. Negative movement.
Oh dear. I thought you were coming over to me then. What's he doing?
Thank you, Bob.
So make this your last one then, guys. As you come down, just want you to rest your feet on the floor, sit up, drag your legs through, and come to an all-fours position. Now we're going to do the opposite of what we did before. It's called a dead bug. We've all done this before.
Dead dog.
This is called a bird dog.
Yeah, you said it's called a dead dog.
Did I? Sorry. I'm a sausage.
Because you've got two right socks on.
Stop telling folk that. I know I have.
Yes.
I know I have. Right, so from this position then, the hands are directly beneath the shoulders, the knees are directly beneath the hips. This is engaged throughout, as it should have been throughout the class. Take a deep breath in, make sure that the head's not down like this, it needs to be here. So we're working these muscles behind our neck to keep the posture really good. Deep breath, exhale out with the left and the right leg, lift up, so the arm and legs in line with the back, lower down and bring it back to the centre. And then we change sides. Nice and slow control technique. There's no need to rush this technique whatsoever. So nice and slow. Make sure the belly doesn't dip in. It's quite a normal thing for people to do, but I want you to engage your core. I don't want you to raise your hips. Feel like your hips are raising, concentrate, and then level them back off. I'll come to this end for you. Is that stable enough, Andy?
Absolutely, my mate. Not moving a jot.
Good. I like it. So you should be feeling your glutes working, and you should be feeling your shoulders working. This is an excellent shoulder stabiliser and an excellent hip stabiliser. It's a great exercise. and it works the core for fun. It's brilliant. What's next, Andrew?
You are.
You've done another.
No, pigeon stretch.
Good. 10 seconds left on the bird dogs. Concentrate on the technique. Make this your last one. Good. And as you come down, I want you to bring your knee through. So the knee comes through, we turn the foot in a little bit, and all we're doing now is just stretching in this position. So we're going to dip the butt down towards the floor, and then we're going to come back the other way. Dip the butt down, and come back the other way. Now if you want to make this a little bit tougher, we can lean over the front leg. And relax in that position. To make it even harder, turn your foot in even more. My mobility and my flexibility is probably around here at this moment in time, and I'm happy with that. If you become too flexible, guys, so if you're excellent at yoga, like really, really good, where you've got no limits to your flexibility, you might find that you lose a bit of strength. Now, for people like me who play a little bit of sports, we need to keep that strength. So it's really important that you don't go too far with the stretching. Some people love it and that's fine, but if you do want to do sports and you don't want to lose strength and power, it's really important that you don't go too far with it. Good. From there, let's just take the other knee through. Drive it through, turn the foot in, and then we're going the other way. Ooh, my left ankle, Andrew, I'm telling you. I think the soul doctor's going to get called soon enough.
Yeah.
So nice and slowly, just drop them hips, turn your body away from the hip. Feel the stretch in the glute and in the lower back. Keep the arms nice and straight. Let the hips do the work. Good. From there, we're just going to go into a plank position. So, I'm going to work this for around a minute. So the hands are straight out. You can drop down onto your elbows if you want to. Heels are over the balls of the feet. The legs in line with the back. Again, we don't let the head dip. We're here. And we're going to hold that strong position. Really strong position. Hold it. So again, lateral breathing. Suck your belly button back towards your spine. And hold that position. Nice and strong. You miss this, or your fellas should be able to eat your dinner off your back here. We're going to hold it for about 20 minutes. So lock your legs out. I sometimes find myself bending my knees a little bit. So lock your legs out. Squeeze the glutes if you want to. Engage the core. The core is the most important bit. Concentrate on that breathing. We've got 20 seconds left. Concentrate on your form, focus on the technique. 3, 2, 1, good effort.
Wind's getting worse.
It is, it's getting naughty, isn't it? So now we're going to go into a downward dog Hindu press up. If you can't do the downward dog Hindu press up, you can just lift your bum up and then drop it back down to the floor. So this is the easy option. Just make sure I'm in full shot on yes.
You see, man?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So from here, this is the easy option. Send the bum up towards the sky. Reach through the shoulders, and then as we come down, just dip the bum and the hips down towards the floor, look forwards. Now, if you can do that, come up high. Really, really high. And then from here, we dip in, up. Then the bum comes back up. Down, up, down, up. Yeah? That'll go right.
Good, man.
Eh?
Good.
Good. So join me, guys. Don't waste any time. Let's get straight into them. So the bum comes up. We jump down all the way through, then back up. Helen Gillick used to do these perfectly. She used to do them as a rest. Hard.
Yeah.
Tough,
Yeah,
innit?
hard exercise.
Yeah. So the bum comes high, we come down, scoop through, up, down. Am I clicking?
Yep.
Good, get that your last one. And then I want you to sit back. Get that bum back onto your heels. Big deep breaths in this position. Completely relax your arms. Completely relax your body. Relax your core. The only thing I want you to concentrate on is the breath. Fill your lungs with air, then fully empty them all the way out of your stomach. Good effort, guys, from there. Just going to go into a runner stretch. So the foot comes up. We're going to tilt the hips in, drive the hip through. I'm going to relax in this position now. Stretch that hip off.
What a stretch.
It is a nice stretch, especially after all that planking.
Oh yeah.
Just tell me, Andy, this top makes me look massive.
I'll tell you. Yeah, it does, mate. Yeah.
Nice one.
Don't really.
Good.
It doesn't.
From there, come back, take the other leg out. Hip comes through, so we're sitting up high, we're just taking the hip in, and we're staying in the middle. We're not taking his weight over the knee or over the leg, we're staying straight down the middle, feeling the stretch right in our hip flexor. Good, from here. We're going to sit our bum back onto our heels or onto the balls of our feet. Hands come down, we roll back onto his feet. And then we're going to roll up nice and slowly. So I want you to drop onto your heels, stay down there for a few seconds. Just going to turn to the left, turn to the right, to the left, and to the right. And now really slowly, one vertebra at a time, we're going to come all the way to the top.
Yeah, man.
And when you get to the top, I want you to circle those arms nice and high, and then down to the front. Breathe in, arms come up all the way to the top, and then out as you're coming down. In as you come up, feel that range of motion increasing them shoulders. And the last time, we come up nice and high. Big deep breath, breathe out. As you come to the bottom, bring your hands back up. Give yourselves a little clap.
Well done.
Well done, chaps, well done.
Well
Nice
done.
yours off there, that was a nice little recovery session for you.
Beautiful.
We shall see you on Friday morning.
Yes.
Smell you later.